Wow, what a ride. I have just listened to an audiobook of an author I've never listened to before, and it's kind of sent me down a bit of a spiral to get to know his books better. The book I've just listened to is called The Hawk is Dead. I saw the social media accounts of this author, and they were heavily plugging this book, and it kept appearing everywhere, and I thought, right, it's a sign. It's a sign for me to go and read it. Now, with a new author, I generally try them on audiobook first before I actually purchase an actual copy. So I have to say that the audiobook was fantastic. The story blew me away. It was fantastic. The plot line was pulsing. It was boom, boom, boom. The premise is that it features King Charles and Queen Camilla and lots of Buckingham Palace staff and goings on. It starts off with Queen Camilla boarding a train. I think it was in Brighton or going to Brighton, and it was the royal train, and basically the train gets derailed and it has an accident. Everybody goes arse over tit. And people get out and they have to go through this tunnel, and one of the Buckingham Palace staff gets shot, and the story goes on from there. It's quite an involved story. I don't know if you've ever read Peter James before, but everything in the story relates to something else. There's no sort of like extra characters that are not involved in the story. And I really like that take, actually. I really like the fact that part of the royal family are actually involved, and it is book, I don't know, 20 something of the Peter Grace detective series. Now, I have since learned that there is a TV show as well, and I have been watching them because I really enjoy detective shows, and honestly I wanted to get more involved into the world of Grace. And every time the narrator says Grace, 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 because he mentions him by his surname, I think, Grace? And it makes me think of a woman. I think, no, that's the detective Julie. It's a very involved plot, but it's fantastic. I enjoyed it 100%. And I thought, do you know what? I am so glad that I have found another author. So when I went into a local charity shop, I found these all together, all sitting on the shelf, all together, very nicely, waiting for me to walk into the shop. They went, hello Julie, we're here. Do you want to take us home? Now, I generally like to collect books in hardback, but I got a selection. I got 2 hardbacks and some paperbacks. As always, I don't know if you find if you go into a charity shop, you think, I found this author, but it's never the beginning of the series. It's always the end or the middle. Now with these books, they all feature the same detective, but they're all different stories. So actually, starting at the most recent book, I didn't find that I missed out too much on the background of this detective. This mystery was a book within itself, so there was no other books that I needed to read really for it to affect this story. So I like that fact, and you'll find that every single book has got the word dead in it. So I'm just going to briefly show you them. I haven't honestly looked into whereabouts they are in the series, but this is they thought they were dead. On each of these so far we have a little printed in sticker, which I don't mind too much because it's right at the bottom about the TV series. This one is Stop Them Dead. What I do like as well, they've got different coloured dubris, no, not edges, spines. That's the word, Julie, spines. Seriously. This one is You Are Dead. They were marked for death. Ooh, that sounds pretty scary. So that's that one. I do quite like the covers. Now we come to the hardbacks, and this one has it as well, but they've put it up there. They should have kept it down here, and you can't get it off, which is rather annoying. Oh, look at the hardbacks. Look at them. Look at them all. Isn't that fabulous? Right, this one of us is dead, and it's got two men in a graveyard. So, yeah, I picked up the other one first, and I thought, oh, that sounds fabulous. But I really like... No, there's no surprise under the cover. Shame. I really like the hardbacks. I love hardback books. I've got nothing against paperbacks, but I do love a good hardback. Now this one is the one I picked up first, and is Picture You Dead, and it's all about this couple that find a painting in a second-hand shop, or is it a charity shop? They actually buy the painting for the frame because the frame is rather gorgeous, and they thought, well, we'll buy the frame, we'll take the picture out, and then we'll put one of our pictures in the frame because we really like the frame. But when they get home, they realise that there is another painting under the painting. It's of a landscape, and they're now thinking, oh, is it worth something? So that's as far as I've got in understanding what this book is about. So if you are a reader that likes to read police procedure, detectives, murder mysteries, and sometimes when the crime is a bit juicier, then definitely try these. As I said, I've not read the first one. I've watched it, and it was actually really good. But I just feel joyous, actually, because I've literally just finished the Hawk is Dead. So I'm now on a campaign to collect all of his books, and how pretty they would look on my shelves. Only a booktuber would say that, right? I think I may actually email the author and say, I enjoyed your book very much. Don't make me wait too long for the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please do come back for more. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.